I denied priority to a family at the airport. Just a quick note. I work at ground handling, serving several airlines per day. Some have priority for families policy, others don't. This was one of the airlines that offer priority only for business class and passengers with reduced mobility who need wheelchair assistance. We were allowed 2 lines of queues and 1 for business class, which we kept empty, but since we were 1 staff less 2 staff for 3 lines, the business also served one of the other 2 queues. This was a full flight, so the queues were long. Next to us was an empty queue of another airline. The story was, 2 different families moved from our queue to the empty one next to us. One family had an infant, the other had 3 kids, one with a baby stroller. I simply ignored them. As it was a literal chaos, my colleague and I were trying our best to keep the queue without disrupting passengers. At some point, the family decided they have waited long enough for me to call for them. I did not. They decided to just proceed to my counter as soon as I finished with one of the passengers I was serving. I didn't call them. I didn't nod to them, and I had an entire full queue of people waiting for their turn. I told the father that they have to go back in line, as I can't service them since they cut the line. Are you kidding? We have babies. This airline does not provide priority for families. You have to go back in line. What do you mean? Families have priority in all airport all over the world. No. It has nothing to do with the airport. This is up to the airline. And this one does not provide priority for families. Half the flight is families and they're waiting in line. You have to go back. The father was like, okay, and they literally moved at my QI in front of the rest of the waiting passengers. I kept calling passengers behind them and warned my colleague not to accept them. At some point, a passenger was kind enough to allow them, which I deadass asked him myself if he is the one who allowed them and if he is sure he's okay with it. When he said yes, I accepted them, but the mother kept giving me crap, telling me I'm unprofessional and overall making a scene. I told her just because she brought her kids with her doesn't mean she has more rights than anybody else, and if the passenger didn't allow them to take his turn, I would keep them waiting until the very end of the line. I'm sick and tired of families demanding to be serviced first. Your life choices don't entitle you to special rights. Edit. I get a lot of comments telling me I shouldn't have ignored them without letting them know there is no priority. My colleague had informed them there is no priority for families when he saw them trying to get to the wrong line. The reason I ignored them was because I saw the scene and they still proceeded to go to the wrong line. Also, people speak a lot about families needing extra time in the airplane to set car seats in their things, etc. This was not boarding. This happened at bag drop-off, so it wasn't a matter of needing time to get ready. The airplane wasn't halfway to the airport yet. They had time to wait.